was a perfect wedding. The guests thought the groom was Orpheus, the greatest of all poets and musicians, the bride Eurydice, a wood nymph. Anyone could tell the couple was truly and deeply in love. Suddenly, Eurydice stumbled, then fell to the ground. By the time Orpheus reached her side, she was dead, and the mysterious man who shot her was running away. Following Eurydice's funeral, Orpheus was overcome with the grief the human world could not contain, and so he decided he would journey to the land of the dead, a place from which no living creature had ever returned. To rescue his beloved, when Orpheus reached the gates of the underworld, he began to strum his lyre. The music was so beautiful that Cerberus, the three-headed dog who guards the dead, lay down as Orpheus passed. Charon, the fairy captain who charged the dead souls to cross the river Styx, was so moved by the music that he brought Orpheus across free of charge. When Orpheus entered the palace of Hades and Persephone, the king and queen of the dead, he began to sing. He sang of his love for Eurydice and said she had been taken away too soon. The day would come when she, like all living creatures, dwelled in the land of the dead for all eternity. So couldn't Hades grant her just a few more years on earth? In the moment after Orpheus finished, all hell stood still, like the Furies, the demonic goddesses of vengeance. Hades and Persephone granted Orpheus Playa, but on one condition: he must not turn around if Eurydice was following behind him. If he did, she would return to the land of the dead forever. Finally, just before he stepped out of the underworld and into the bright light of the day, he gave in to temptation. Orpheus tried to return to the underworld. He was refused entry. Separated from Eurydice, Orpheus swore never to love another woman again. Instead, he sat in a grove of trees and sang songs of lovers. There was Ganymede, the beautiful boy who Zeus made drink-bearer to the gods. There was Myrrha, who loved her father and was punished for it, and Pygmalion, who sculpted his ideal woman out of ivory, then prayed to Venus until she came to life. And there was Venus herself, whose beautiful Adonis was killed by a wild boar. It was as if Orpheus' own love and loss had allowed him to see into the hearts of gods and people everywhere. A group of wild women called the Maenads could not bear the thought that a poet who sang so beautifully of love could not love them. Their jealousy drove them to a frenzy, and they destroyed poor Orpheus. The world has lost two great souls. Orpheus and Eurydice had loved each other so deeply that when they were separated, Orpheus had understood the pain and joys of lovers everywhere. There, to this day, he walks with Eurydice along the banks of the river Styx. Sometimes they stroll side by side, sometimes she is in front, and sometimes he takes the lead, turning to look back at her as often as he likes.
Let's go. Run, bulletproof, run, yeah, you gotta run. Run, bulletproof, run, yeah, you gotta run. Run, bulletproof, run, yeah, you gotta run. Run, bulletproof, run. Música me demorou, não dá na 다리로. That's how we do it all. Hey, hey. 그렇게 증명했어, 너도 조언이도. 100만짜리로 Living it free, go sing, 남들이 go sing, 용기없는 go sing, 결국이 오는 so sing. Get ready, get ready, get ready, get ready, get ready. 앞으로 더 Go get it, go get it, go get it, go get it, go get it. 달리자 word. If we live fast, let us die young. 어느새